Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how to create this simple to-do app where you can add a to-do, you can check a to-do, you can uncheck it and then delete it when you're done. Let's add them again and delete. I'll open Visual Studio, just open a new folder, just an empty folder, type in npx create React app and then to-do list. Press enter and then npm will install. You'll get the same screen as me, and then you can type cd to-do list and then npm start. Yes. Let's minimize this. And then in source, we want to delete this app test, logo, report, and setup. App CSS, we don't need all this CSS. In app.js, we can delete the header. In index, don't need this. And here we can delete this, this, and this. Save it. We can delete the logo as well. Save it, and now we have a blank page. For the CSS, I already have my CSS. You can copy this from the description. I have a link to my GitHub. Now let's get back to the app.js. Here we need a div called form, class name form, and inside we'll need a component called to-do form that we'll create in just a second. So to-do form.javascript. Let's get RFC. So to get this boilerplate. If you want this this extension, go to extensions, ES7 React Redux, just install it, and now let's get back to do form. You just type RAFC, then enter. Save. Let's import it inside. So import from to do form. Save. And now inside, let's delete this. Inside to do form, we don't want this. We want another div. And inside this one, we need an input to type in, and then we need a button as well. So button called add to do. Save it, and we get the nice input. Let's add a title as well. So inside the form, let's get an h1 with a class name of title, and inside let's type to do list. Save. You have some nice CSS. Now to actually start, we need to store somewhere what we type inside the input. So inside this input, we need to store it in state. Let's import useState. Import useState from React. Let's create some state. So const. Let's call this text to do, and then set text to do equals useState, and it will be empty for now, so we'll leave it like this. To get the information from the input, we need an onChange function. So onChange, we need an event and then arrow function, and set text to do. Now we only need the text from the event, so we'll say event.target.value, so only the value. Set text to do. Oh, we mistyped here, so T, capital T. Set text to do. Now that we have the text stored, we can use it in app.js. So we'll create a function that will run each time we press add to do. So let's create a function that will be an arrow function, const add to do, and here we'll create the to do. So const to do, the to do that will appear below this. So to do, new to do, and this will be an object with some text, and the text will take the text from to do form, so this one. So we need to use props. So inside we need to say text, and then text equals to text. We need an ID as well, so ID will be equal to, let's create the ID, const ID equals with 1 for now, so and ID equals ID. And let's add some key as well, so key, it will be equal to ID as well. Let's create now the whole the collection of to-dos, so we'll store them in state. Let's import state, so import useState from React. Let's create the state, const to-dos, and then set to-dos equals useState, and it will be an empty for now. Now we need a different ID for each individual to do, so let's do this by we have to check the length of the to do first. So if to do's dot length it's bigger than 0, so if we have a to do already, then it's if we have a to do already, we'll say that the ID will be equal to the first to do ID. So first to do ID, it's to do's of 0, this is the first to do, that ID, and the ID will add 1 to that ID, so it's different each time. Okay, now that we have an ID and a key and the text, we can just add the new to do to the list. So set to do's arrow function, and it will be the new to do, and then we'll spread the rest of to do's. Good. Now in to do form, we actually have to specify that add to do inside here, so we can use it via prop. So add to do equals add to do in brackets, so add to do, save, and inside we can use it via props. So props we want this function to run only when we press the add to do. So to do this, we need to add input and button into a form, not a div. So form, and when you click submit, when the form is submitted, so on submit, when you click submit, the whole site refreshes, so we have to change that. So handle submit, let's create the function, so const handle submit, it's an arrow function, and when we click submit, we need an event to stop the refreshing. So event that prevent default will stop the refreshing. And now let's just call the add to do as well. So props that add to do, it's the function that we created in app.js. props.add to do, and inside here, inside add to do, we need the parameter, so the text. So the text here, it's a text to do, and this props.add to do. Let's save this. Now let's inspect. Let's inspect console, and then here we have to console log. Let's console log the list of to-dos. So console log to-dos. And we get an error. Oh, we have the problem is that in app.js we've said that the ID it's a const, so it can't change. This is a mistype, so we have to say let, so this will be able to change. Let's refresh. Let's add another to do, and let's see the list. We have a list of 5, which each to do has its ID and key and text, so it works. Now to display the list of to-dos, we have to create some elements. So const elements equals with, we need to map through the to-dos and display it here in app.js. So to do that, we have to say to-dos dot map, and then the first element, and inside here for each, not curly braces but normal braces, so for each element we want to display a to-do item. We don't want only the text, we want a to-do item, an element. Let's create the element. So to-do item dot javascript rfc, save, import the item, to-do item, and to-do item, save, and let's display the elements as well. So here let's display the elements. It's called const elements, save, and for each item of the list we get this to do item, which is the text from the to do item. So let's delete this, we don't want the text. We want for each to do, we want a div first. This will be a class name of to do item, save, refresh, to do item. So in this div we need the text, which will be, let's say, an h4, and we need 2 buttons as well. So button, one with delete, we'll place the icons later, so delete and complete, save, and to use the properties of each to do, we have to specify here in app.js. We have to say the text it's equal with the element, so the element that is mapped at the moment, element dot text, and then we need an ID as well. So ID equals with element dot ID, and then a key equals with element dot key, and let's add the whole element as well, so we have it in case we need it. So to do equals with the whole element, the whole to do. In to do item, now we can use props, so props, and here we can say props.text, and we type something, voila. we have the buttons and then the text. Can be different sizes. We have margin, works fine, but we can delete or complete for now. Let's continue with the functionality. So let's do the delete first. So in to do item, on the delete button, when the button is clicked, so on click, we want the function to run. So we'll have curly braces and then handle. We'll create this function in app.js, so we'd have to say props.handle delete, and then inside of the handle delete, we need something to tell us which element we've selected. So props.id. When we click this delete, the element will give us the ID, so props.id, so we know which element we're deleting. So let's create the function inside app.js. So we'll say it will be an arrow function, const handle delete equals, and then as we've said, we need the ID, so ID handle delete ID. Now when we click the delete button, we want to map through the whole to-dos, and the element that matches the ID, we want to remove it. So we'll do this with filter. So to-dos that filter first element, and then we can say only the element that ID that is not equal with the ID. So what this says, it's the element takes the first element, the element that is examined, and says if the ID of the element it's not equal with the ID that we get from to do item, we'll just keep them. If not, just remove it. So this this filter will be called const new to dos, and then let's add the new to dos. So set to dos equals set to dos will be an arrow function, and we'll say we'll add the new to dos. Actually, set to do, we don't need to do the arrow function again. I think it works fine just like this. So new to dos, and then the old to dos. Save, and let's add the function as well. So handle delete, let's use it here. So handle delete equals with handle delete. Let's try it now, and when we click delete, we can delete each element. So let's try with 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, works fine. Now to complete this, this item, let's go to the item. Let's copy this function, on click, paste it, and we want, instead of handle delete, we want handle complete. We want an ID as well to specify it, and in app.js, let's say const handle complete equals, and inside we need the ID as well. And to change the ID, save, to change the ID of the to do item, we need to say, we need to map through the whole object and check which to do has the same ID. So to do's dot map, and then the first element, and then we need to check which to do has the same ID as the ID. So if the element that ID equals with the ID, then we want the element that complete which will be a different we'll create in a moment. So element that complete has to be the opposite of element that complete. Let's create this complete property. So complete, which will be false, complete, which will be false for now. So at the beginning it will be false, and when we click complete it will be true, so it's complete. Complete equals to the opposite of complete. Okay, so now we have to return this. So from this function we have to return element, save, and then we want to set the to-dos, set to-dos with the updated to-dos with this one. So let's say const update to-dos, updated to-dos. I mistyped, const. Let's say set to-dos to the updated to-dos, updated to-dos. Save. And now inside of this we have to give the text a class name of complete or not complete. To do this we'll have to use a ternary. So class name, this class name will check if the props that complete. So let's add the complete as well here in here. So complete equals with the element that complete. Save. And then here we'll check if the props that complete exist, that if it's true or not. So if the props that complete it's true, then we'll say this class name it's called complete. If not, we'll say not complete. Save. And now if we refresh and check the class name, I'm not sure if the class name was for the div or for the h4. Okay, it was for the h4, but the problem is we haven't imported this handle complete. So inside to do item we have to say handle complete, and handle complete as well. Save. And now if we check, we can check and then uncheck for each item. We can complete and delete and everything works. And now the last step is to change this delete and complete. So if we want the images, all we have to do is go to do item, and then we have to import a library. So we'll say npm I react icons, and let's wait for this to install. We'll have two icons. I copied them here. You can just type it manually or take it from my GitHub, and we'll import those two. So we'll have import md delete outline from React icons md, and then import AI outline check circle from React icons AI. Now to use them we only have to do this. So we'll take delete and we'll copy this name, and we need to put it as an element. So now let's check Let's wait for compiling, and then we have this trash. And for the second one, we need AI outline check circle, and let's add it inside, save, and then we have this. So the check complete is working, and the delete is working as well. I think this is it. Let's check the original. Yeah, looks good. I think this is everything. If you want to check my notes, it'll be in the description in my GitHub. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.